Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mystical. Welcome to the webinar, Highly Effective Strategies for Attracting and Retaining Top Talent, organized by the Singapore Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry in partnership with Mr. Ashok Marianda, founder of Transform and Transcend. He is Singapore's leading business transformation architect. He'll be sharing great insights on how businesses can attract and retain their top talent. What an interesting and important topic, and I'm sure we can't wait to get started. Without further ado, let's start our webinar for today, Highly Effective Strategies for Attracting and Retaining Top Talent. Mr. Ashok Miranda, over to you now.
Thank you, Mystical, and a very good afternoon to everybody. And obviously, this is a very hot topic, right? And why should we care about attracting and retaining talent? Well, the answer quite simply is because if you don't have good people, you don't have success in your company. It's all about your people. And for me, this is close to my heart as a business transformation architect. I help companies transform, and a lot of the work I do is around corporate culture, and I see this to be one of the biggest challenges we have today. So the last thing I want to share with you here today is making a difference and feeling significant. So having, and this is really about just giving pat on the back, an occasional pat on the back to people. You know, the yearly bonus, I think, is pretty much archaic, and increments. That's the standard way we used to do things. But I think we need to look at rewarding people more. And there's not about just money every time. There's so many things you can share. If a customer has said something about your company, someone should be responsible for that. Share those things. There's team-based rewards, which I feel is highly impactful. You reward the team, so everybody in the team contributes toward that. You have special passion projects that you can initiate. People all have a passion, they want to do something. Help them work on something on the side. Google does this really well, 15% time. 3M, Disney has this as well. We could work on our passion projects, align your rewards with company purpose. And so people feel connected. What is your purpose? And you say, okay, this month, this one did something that was truly connected to our purpose, and reward them. So many different rewarding ideas. There's community efforts doing good, and share those. Share what people are doing. Share how people are really exemplifying the company values and the purpose at meetings, and people feel good. So it's not just meeting them once a year or giving them that increment. Every week or every day is an opportunity for you to reward your employees in some way. And we need to move to a more dynamic rewarding system, rather than just this once a year thing. I think that's what we see change. A lot of companies are already doing this. And so basically, I see a massive transformation for me. Today, I'm going to end this with this slide, and then I'm opening up for questions in 5 minutes. Today, we see very top-down, hierarchical sort of structures, company organizational structures. And the future, we see flatter structures, more team-based, more project-based stuff. Careers today are very fixed path. They're more experience-based. But I think moving forward, and we're already in this phase, I think we see multiple paths. It's more about performance-based. Leadership was perhaps more about control, authority, and solo decision making. And the way I see leadership now is being a coach, being a mentor, being agile. And you are the chief culture officer. As a leader, you are the one that's driving that culture, breaking down silos, absolutely. What does a workspace look like in the past? It was very assigned, very silo. But today, we are transient, we're open, flexible, we have work-life balance. So this is where the shift is happening. And if your company is not in this place, then I highly recommend you start thinking about it. You need to work on this transformation fast, because this is where the world is headed to. Your business goals in companies used to be very bottom-line driven. But what I feel they should be about is stakeholder and purpose driven. Stakeholder and purpose. And who are your stakeholders today? Right? Your people, number one. Your customer, number two. Your communities, number three. And we have a very important stakeholder to add, the planet. What are you doing? Your own efforts in recycling, in sustainability, things like that are very, very. So you tick these boxes, these 4 stakeholders, and I think you have the foundations for huge success. Your people are happy, your customers are super thrilled. You're doing your work in your communities, you're helping people, and there's great karma coming back to you, and you're doing your bit for the planet. And I think that's what is a holistic approach to business, right? We're moving away from just profit driven. It's about putting people before profit now. Money will come. You will be hugely successful if you do all this stuff. And I think that's the biggest mistake we have. We're very focused on the bottom line. We're focused on the money. Money is a byproduct of having a powerful purpose and doing good across your spectrum of stakeholders. All right. So for me, I believe how do we create all this? In the end of the day, it comes down to your company culture. It really comes down to building a very powerful, strong culture in a company that delivers on all these aspects. You have a powerful system, a DNA, your purpose-driven company, your values are aligned with your purpose, your people behave in a certain way, and I call it your company religion, right? This is something that really motivates and intrinsically drives your company to success. Google, Facebook, Shell, Amazon, Microsoft, Visa, AIA, HubSpot, JP Morgan, HP, right? These have very high ratings on Glassdoor. People are gravitating to these companies because of their great culture. But every company today can have a great culture. They just need to know how to do it. And how do we bake all these things from an overall experience, from our DNA to our onboarding to people to and delivering all the magic that we deliver every day, to great products, to how do we treat our customers and how do we live this every day. That's something every company needs to figure out, right? So I like to share that I was so passionate about culture that it drove me. I left the corporate world after almost 18 years of work, and then I wanted to bring something to the business world. And I wrote my book. I never thought I would be an author in my life, but I did write a book on company culture because I felt so strongly that was one of the missing pieces today in the business world. So I wanted to bring something there and a framework to create a very powerful culture in that book. So a lot of my work today as a business transformation architect is helping companies build great cultures that attract talent, that retain them, that create powerful products, and really help companies reach their full potential. And a lot of this work is just so fulfilling for me to see that, that the work that I'm doing every day is helping create better work environments, happier employees. It's tremendously fulfilling. This is my framework, and it'll be there in your PDF. I use this for culture transformation. Don't want to get too much into this, but I've already spoken to you about quite a lot of this framework, and it's how you have all these moving pieces in place to build a great company culture. I do a lot of work, and again, as an RMC consultant, it's all funded. You get up to 80% of funding done today by ESG. So tremendous companies that work with me get their projects funded. So I do culture transformation. That's my key product. 3D deep branding. I create powerful emotional brands that connect with customers, and I help them really create amazing customer experiences and deliver word of mouth strategies. So those are the three key things that I do, and I'm working. My focus is with SMEs because the big companies have figured out. They've already done this. They have figured out. It's the smaller companies that need this. They really need this today. And if you get your culture right, if you get your brand right, and if you have your customer experience right, you have what I call the golden triangle for massive business success.